missed most of it.
Yeah.
Shall I write the greenhouse on here and then you'll know who we
that
are?
would be awesome.
I love it.
Walkway.
Walkway.
I knew that.
You knew that, yeah?
Bari, we always say Bari, don't
Bari.
we? A lush. Have you heard of lush? Oh, slush.
Right.
Like it's fancy.
Yeah, it's
luxury.
it's like lovely.
Bari.
I said they know
Yeah,
about
do you
Bari.
say just Bari or just
Bari.
Kusta Bari? Or
We
is
don't
it-
say
Bari.
Kusti.
Nah.
Who says that? Is that Berry?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fair.
Oh, they do, yeah.
No, we don't
Are they
say
too lush?
Kusti, do we?
No, they're not lush.
They're not lush. Not like us. No.
For parents, definitely. I would say. Like,
What?
like
Big difference.
yeah, and different words that we use now to what they would use. Like Bari. My mum would say Bari now, maybe, but just because I've said it.
Like Charlie had a pigeon, a pigeon. Help us.
Oh, Charlie had a pigeon had he. It flew in the it flew in the night, and when he came back, he was covered in.
Charlie had a pigeon.
I love it. No, the melody
Yeah, we
is
were gonna say
really
that.
familiar
Yeah.
though.
Melody seems familiar.
I feel like we may have changed, like stole the
Well,
melody and changed it.
my friend who lives at Newcastle, she sings Charlie had a budgie.
What is that?
Yeah, what's the meaning behind the like Charlie had a pigeon? Any
It's
idea?
just a
No, but
northern
did you
song,
know? Did you
isn't
know
it?
what we were gonna say when we got to the end?
No.
I
That's
saw
why
you
you
looking
see.
around.
That's a northern song, isn't it?
Well, we've lived up here for about 25 years, but we had an interest here before. We had a country cottage here. Well, I suppose we've been up here for a long time now, about 40 odd years. I'm retired. You're retired teacher. Actually, I used to be, as I was saying to your lecturer, I used to be a guide at Alnwick Castle. But here we have such a lot of things going on in the church that I'm quite involved with many of those things. No, I don't feel embarrassed because I don't really feel I have a dialect of any special nature. I don't think so anyway. Quite an interesting feature. If you go down from the castle, yes, onto the river path and walk round, you would come to the Hermitage, which is very ancient, really, really ancient. So it's an enclosure in the rock, really, where a hermit lived.
But compared to my friends and stuff, I'm more posh than what they would say. I think that's because my mum's from the Alnwick area, which was a bit more poshly spoken, whereas my boyfriend used to live in Jarrow near Newcastle, and his accent's a lot more northern, more Geordie, whereas mine's not so much. Because I used to say things like look instead of Luke and book instead of book, which is considered posh, but I never really thought it was. No, there is quite a bit of difference. My grandma and granddad, who have lived in the same area as me all my life, my grandma is more close to me and quite poshly spoken, and she taught me a lot of manners when I was younger, so I sound a bit more like her, whereas my granddad, who's lived in the same area as my grandma all her life, is much more northern and Geordie. He would say he's gone yem instead of going home, and he used to call a table a chebble, which is really old northern type of accent, and he still does talk like that. He says I divna instead of I don't know, whereas we don't do that. So yeah, there is quite a difference between all of my family. I think the women kind of sound like they speak a little bit more posh than when I compare my mum to my dad and my auntie to my uncle. The men seem to speak with a lot stronger northern accent. I don't know why that is.